Hi guys, welcome back to Factorio Vanilla. This is episode 29 and I'm your host, Glitch. So last time, if I just look at the map down here, we set up our copper loading zone and the train for it. Between episodes I've just gone through and I've plugged that gap in the railway. So we are now here to make our unloading zone, which will go into the furnace for copper. So it's the same as the first time, only in reverse. So we're going to have inserters coming off the train into chests, which, do I have any chests available? No, I don't. That's a bad start. Well, they will come onto chests and then off the chests onto this side. Take this tree out of the way for a second because that's just going to be in the way. And I'm probably going to run out of... Didn't really plan this through. But anyway. Going to have belts coming down the side and belts coming in from here as well. Yep, I've run out of belt. So bear with me as I quickly grab some iron and just make some more impromptu belt. Am I anywhere near anything that can get me some chests as well? I suppose we should actually be automating chests, and I might set that up. Well, no, I'm not going to say that now. We need chests, but for the time being, let's just make a load. Okay, let's take these couple of trees out because they're just going to be in the way for what we want. And we've got two inputs, so I suppose if we split the line there, one can come down this side and the other can come down over here. Now I realise that with the one train unloading, that's not going to be anywhere near enough to fuel this. But as I said when I built it, it's been future-proofed a little bit, so we've actually got room to grow into it. So in the future, when we've got lots of trains coming in, always unloading, etc., we'll have the ability to keep up with the pace there. And as part of that as well, may as well actually get it in while I remember. Let's have the loop coming back up so we've got a way out for the train. Because that way we don't have to wait for trains to come in, leave again, and then come back in. We can just have the steady throughput of trains at all times. So what I want to do in this case is use the shift click planner to set it up like that. There you go. So we now have our boxes. We're going to need some lights in here in a moment. And we're going to need a power supply. So where can we hook the power up to? We've got a large pole over here, or a large pole here. I think we can probably just about run it up from there. In fact, if we've got one large pole over here, there you go, that'll do the trick. So, presto fantastico. We have copper coming down, and that's nowhere near enough to actually fill up all these furnaces, but it's a start. And of course this will keep looping back and back and back now. So with that in mind, let's go back to the research screen because we didn't do any research at all last episode. what do we need to do in order to get to the rocket silos still? We still need productivity 1, 2 and 3, we still need speed 2 and 3, and we still need rockets 3, 4 and 5. I think if we continue the rocket shooting speed for the time being, and we might need to top up the alien artifacts that are in the purple creation. So let's go have a look at that. And then when we're done with that, that's the time when we can start automating the logistics chest that we're going to need for the long term. So if we come all the way down here, there you go. So we are virtually out of purple signs. Or rather, we've got enough there, but we're virtually out in our stockpile. So let's put the whole lot in there. And that will keep things going for the time being. Now for making our logistics chests, what are we going to need? We're going to need, well, definitely steel chests, but it looks like everything's just a mixture of steel chests and green and red circuits. So that's actually very easy to make. So this is a nice buffer against pollution, so I don't really want to cut into that too much. And we're also starting to run out of room before we hit this body of water, so we might have to move the bus in a different direction before too long. Maybe start bringing it up here. I mean, I know that I can just plough through the water, but I'm trying to respect the natural geography of the land where I can. But back to the point. We've got some space over here still, so I think what we're going to do, actually, take that back. We've already got steel, green circuits, red circuits here. So what I think we're going to do instead is wait for the technology to finish and start rocket shooting speed 4. But what I think we're going to do instead is this. So that's going to produce our steel chests, and then I'll show you what they do in a moment. I said an episode or two ago I've had a throat infection recently, so apologies for coughing. I can't really help it all the time. You'll be glad to know I am getting better slowly, though. But what we're doing, this is going to be steel chests. This can then be active providers. No, let's make that to be passive provider, because that's what we're going to need the most of, probably. Followed by requesters, storage chests, active providers. I think that's generally the order in which I use sort of most to least. So what were we doing? I remember now, yes. Grab that, turn it into a passive provider chest, and put that there. And this can then run along here, and we need red circuits somehow, don't we? Yes. Okay, so put that there and bring it out, and then just run that up here. So this isn't the optimal way of doing it, but hopefully we won't need too many of them, so it won't matter too much. And this is the almost silly bit. Wait for those two to finish producing. So what we want is just in here, steel chests, and 50 is probably going to be way more than we need. Let's take that down to 5. And then just copy that into all the others. We finished rocket shooter speed 4. Let's move on to speed 5. We're actually coming very close now to the end game material, which is producing the rocket itself. And let's get some power hooked up for this while we're here. So that can go there, and then there, and have to go there. So that produces all those things, that requests all those things. This is not yet supplying green circuits, but it will do in a moment. There you go, that's now supplying green circuits. We don't actually need the steel coming up here, that's just an added bonus really. And then we want to output to where? We're going to need a few more long-hand inserters to do this. And if we grab the passive providers for now, because they're actually quite useful for what we want next. And grab those ones as well. And for each of these, I think a single stack will do. So having done it once, I can just copy and paste it up to these. Now we're all well within the orange zone, so they are now connected to the logistics network, which means we can now request these as we need them from anywhere within the network. So what else might we need? Well, we've already got steel chests connected to the network, we've got belt. We don't have red belt being made anywhere yet, but I'm not too concerned about that. We've got underground belt, we've got splitters, we've got inserters, and probably fast inserters connected to the network somewhere as well. We've got pipe, we've got big and medium electric poles. Trains I think we can still do with as we need them. We've got our requester chest connected, robots connected. I think most of this is probably under control for the time being. So the next thing, I think looking at our bus, the next thing has to be bulking up. Actually, we might want to bulk up our steel production as well. But actually, bear in mind, we are still pulling steel out to fill this up, and we've just told it we want to use several hundred steel to do with that. So our steel is probably fine, but I'll keep an eye on that anyway. But what we definitely do want to bulk up is our green circuit production, because we are just not producing enough green circuits, especially for what we're going to need when we come to rockets. I reckon we probably need about 5 times as much green circuit production as we have at the moment, and that means we're going to need to bolster our copper production even further, because that will be the limiting factor on this. But how are we going to do this? Well, I think if we move this slightly, yeah, because those long, big electric poles are actually in almost precisely the wrong place for what we want. But what we're going to do is just set up a replica of this on the other side, and then we can use blueprints to take it up further. So actually, let's clear that and just take the blueprint as it is, and then we should be able to just reverse a lot of it. Yep, that's fine. So if we knock that out, let's see what I'm doing. Knock that out. Rotate the blueprint. And will that go down there? It should do. course, it's going to be grabbing and placing from the wrong place. So going to need one more not electric pole, long hands inserter. And let's just take these trees out so I can actually see what's going on there. I think we are getting to the point where we're going to want faster belts for this, but I won't do that just yet. Instead, now that we've got a working... That's the big question actually. Do we want our copper line to come down from here and in, or do we want to take it off the main bus? I think actually having it coming in from here might be better, because green circuits really are key to a lot of things, and we're still going to have some things coming onto the bus anyway from this smelter array down here. So actually, taking it out and then down, we've run out of power. What's going on? I know exactly why we've run out of power, because I removed this big pole a moment ago. There's me panicking for a second that we'd gone into another power spiral, but no, we're okay. So if I place this back down here somewhere, and let's request some belt as well. I think we're going to want a fair bit of belt. 200 should do it. We are storming through our research. So let's go for productivity modules. Is this within range of any logistics capable supply bases? No, it's not. So let's put another roboport down. That looks like a potential fit. And we're going to want some power for it as well. Productivity module 2s. There you go, so we've now got enough belts to actually bring this in with. And if we run all the way up to the top, I think I'm probably going to co-opt this line and just bring it straight down. So with that in mind, we can then clear this blueprint. Productivity module 2 is done, onto productivity module 3. We might actually get rocket research done by the end of this episode. Take a blueprint again of this area. Yes, that's fine. And 1. Can we make it fit? Yes, just about. 2, 3, 4. And then just mirror it up on this side. No, we don't want to mirror that up because that would be wrong, so we want to clear it again. Take another template of this because this is the right way this time. And again, what I think we'll do is rather than drawing it off the bus, we might actually give this its own dedicated line as well. But that doesn't actually change any of this stuff. So does that match up? No, it doesn't. In that case, I can't pick it up at the moment. There you go. Kill that. And re-grab it. Yes. So we're going to need a lot of long hands inserters there, which I don't think I'm actually making anyway automatically yet. But we don't really use enough of them to justify it a lot of the time. What we are going to need though, and it's worth taking trains out in order to do it, is we need, for the first time in a while, more assembly machines. So if we wait just a moment, that should be delivered to us automatically. Yep, there they are coming in towards us. Have we ended up with steel while there? That's a very odd thing. Just spotted as I was running down that there was steel at the top of the line, which definitely shouldn't be there, and I can't really figure out how it got there. But as long as it doesn't continue, that's not the end of the world. Now we are going to need more red transport belt in order to complete this. And in fact, with that length, we might actually want to make that red transport belt as well. So I think the time has probably come to do that. Question is, where can we put it? I guess there is possible. Now I don't know if that's quite what we need, but it's probably fairly close to it. So this will make gears, this will make gears, this will make yellow belt. And we know that yellow belt is just a combination of iron plate and gears. And then red requires gears and yellow belt. So we don't actually need that one. So if we now run this down along here, and this can flow in from this side. I suppose it doesn't hurt to have an input there as well. And just to make sure this actually does get used to the best of ability, no, that's not right. Take that out. This can go down there instead. So that will now come into there. And this will still output to here. So this will now fill both sides of the belt with cogs. And that should give us all the red belt we need. Let's pop a little bit of light in there as well, because we don't want to forget the lights. That tree's going to annoy me if I keep trying to run into it. Take this tree out as well, so I can actually see what's happening there. I did say I didn't want to destroy the forest too much, but a little bit I'll tolerate. And put this into a passive provider chest with some more power. And again, I think we want a lot of red belt, so I'm not going to limit that one. So is this all going as planned? Yes, it seems to be. How long does it take to make red belt? Not long at all. So we're actually keeping it more or less the same with that. And that's productivity 3 done, which means that we're just now speed module 2, speed module 3, and then we can start on rocket silo. So I did think we might have made it to the end of Rocket Silo by the end of the episode, but actually looking at the time and looking at what's left and looking at what we've accomplished, I think this isn't a bad place to call the episode. So this has been Factorio Vanilla. I've been your host, Glitch. Come back next time and we will continue working on our big green circuit area up here. And what's going on? We're being attacked up there, but that's okay, we can handle that. So as I said, yep, that's it. I will see you next time.